Yo, what's going on? It's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, TBKC, and all that sweet, beautiful, wonderful shit. And y'all excuse my rough posterior. But I'm literally hopping out the bed to do these videos. But I tell you this. Y'all want to have serious questions, and I hear some of the things about this weekend shows. And look, y'all gonna see some of the videos I seem to be very critical, seem to be very harsh, but we have to come to a reality. The show scene is a terrible scene. To see dogs that are basically fighting their handler in the ring, to see dogs that are nipping at people in the ring, to see dogs with very long backs, to see dogs with high rears, to see dogs that obviously look like they're struggling, the feet issues, the bone issues. There's so many issues. And then to see these dogs be awarded first place ribbons, it sums up everything. And it sums up probably the majority and the main reason why our breed is taken as a joke worldwide. I mean, we can't keep saying you just pick the best dog that's available, because sometimes the best dog that's available isn't good enough to be a champion. And at this point in time, a lot of the dogs aren't. When we go into judging, I'm just going to be honest, and if the judges want to sit up and argue with me, they can try to argue with me. I'm sure that they'll tell me, I'm an ABKC judge, I'm a this judge. I don't give a fuck. When you start bragging about being an ABKC judge, that means you're basically saying I'm complicit in all the shit that's going down. That's basically what you're saying, because when you start talking about you're a judge for some of these registries that we see putting poor quality dogs in the ring, then you're complicit. You're just as much a part of it as that, because like I've seen the great John Easterly do, I've seen several other very good judges do, I've seen Tony Gold do it before. Put the damn ribbon in your pocket. Stop giving these dogs blue ribbons when they're obviously not blue ribbon type of dogs. Stop awarding championship points to dogs that are not meeting the qualifications as being champions. This is the very reason why today, you got champion Boo Boo and Foo Foo and all these damn dogs, and you look at the dogs and they're just not champion level dogs. It's a sad state of affairs when you can look at a dog, and I mean, just as soon as you look at the dog, you see something wrong with it, but it's got a grand champion title. This is why the breed is not taken very seriously. When you go to other breeds, and I mean, you can pick whatever damn breed you want to. It's not gonna matter. You can pick a lab, whatever you want to pick. These dogs, especially when you get to their grand champion level, you will not immediately look at that dog and be able to identify a flaw of any sorts, because they're taking their breed serious enough that they wouldn't dare put in a dog that's flawed up as a championship level dog. This is first and foremost. Second of all, they definitely have a decorum about the ring. And what I mean by this is, a lot of people in the American bully community just don't put in enough work. When you come in and your dog is basically fighting with you the whole time, or the dog is growling and snapping at the judge, or like I said, I've seen plenty of times where the dog is like sort of acting like he wants to bite the handler. That's an automatic disqualification. Any judge worth their weight in salt kicks that dog out the ring, because one of the main attributes in the breed standard is that this is not supposed to be a people aggressive dog. This is not supposed to be a shy and non-confident dog. So if this dog is showing signs that it is shy or scary or people aggressive, this is an automatic disqualification, and it is really one of the most serious disqualifications that we can have, because the last thing we want is these dogs biting people. The last thing that we want to see on a public forum is that someone is showing that one of these dogs biting at a judge. It is not a great representation of our breed. And the reason why I'm going through this thing about the show ring is because the show ring is a huge problem, and it's one of the reasons why we are starting where we're at. Because if we are going to be taken seriously as a community, our champions need to represent our breed to the highest of levels, period. There should be no champions where we go in the ring and we immediately can pick out a flaw on the dog. This has to stop. Now you say, well, no dog is perfect. Shut that bullshit up. The dog doesn't have to be perfect to not have noticeable flaws and issues when you examine the dog. There are plenty of champions that I've seen that I do like, and when you look over these dogs, they fit the standard very well, and you don't immediately pop out like, well, he has a high rear, or his stifles are stiff, or his back is a little bit too long, which throws off his symmetry, or this one is too far into looking like another breed, or his elbows are bold. Anything that will put you outside of this breed, you know, I should not be able to identify this right off top. I'm not telling y'all, yeah, I will tell you, I believe I'm one of the best judges of this breed, period. And that's not being arrogant. I can just put down my body of work, and you look at the dogs that I've picked compared to some of the shit that other people have picked, and you won't find beat up dogs. You won't find dogs with major issues. The reason being is if I see a dog that I feel like doesn't meet my standard as a champion level dog, I won't give it a ribbon. It's just that simple. And it's not to be mean or nasty, but it's to hold the integrity of the ring. If I'm giving your puppy, if you got something in the puppy class and I give him first place, and I know that those points in certain registries are going towards the championship, then that means that I've judged this puppy and I'm saying, you know what? This puppy has a good chance of being a championship quality dog. If your puppy has a high ass rear, I will not give that dog a championship or those points. He'll just get the second place ribbon, because at this point in time, you know, yeah, you win today's show, but you don't get the points because you're not a championship dog. We have dropped the bar so low that our show ring looks terrible now. I'm just being honest with you guys. From what I see in the show ring, it's not a good quality show ring. And it's been like this consistently for a couple years. In these shows, I don't care what the registry is, and I haven't gotten a chance to see the WBA ring as much. Hopefully I'll be judging over there soon. But most of the shows that I have seen, the quality of dogs that are in the ring, probably many times, you could have up to half of those classes that just could be dismissed because the dogs don't belong in the ring as show dogs. And I know a lot of you don't like to hear this. You'll call it hating, but this is the truth. I want you to get a good look at some of the AKC shows, some of the European Kennel Club shows, and you'll see that these are beautiful animals that come in and represent their breed to the max. They look great, they're great on conformation, and it becomes a thing of like, damn, these dogs are so good. It's a very, very tight race to see who has the best version of this particular dog. This is what we should be doing, and this is where we should be standing. But instead, we're so far behind because we continue to lower the bar, where you have very average champions. And when I say average, these are really pet quality dogs that are getting the pass to, and let me set this up. When I say they're pet quality, I mean they're not show quality. Now keep in mind, just because your dog is show quality doesn't mean it's champion quality. So it's telling you that it's 2 notches below where it needs to be. Some of these dogs that have champion titles should have never even been allowed to show. I'm just being realistic with you. Some of the backs that I see on these dogs, some of the straight stifles, some of the high elevated rears, some of the bold front legs, the splayed feet, these, and even though they're considered flaws, and people have to understand this, there's a difference between just a flaw and what disqualifies you, you know what I mean, from being a champion. You know, now a DQ in the show ring means you just get disqualified, you're kicked out. But a judge still has to have a discretion as to if your dog doesn't have a technical disqualification that's in the standard, then we still have to go and we have to elevate and we have to look at this thing and say, you know what? You're not disqualified, but you can't be a champion. You just qualified to be a show dog, but competing and winning is 2 different things. And this is what we're having in our breed, that we have a lot of low quality dogs. We can talk about temperament over and over again. We can go into temperament heavier and heavier. But at the end of the day, temperament issues, disqualification. Structural issues, disqualification. You know, and even, you know, your dog's ability to show. If the dog just acts like he does not want to show and perform that day, that can become a disqualification. And we have to start sticking to this to raise the bar on our breed. Right now, we're at about a 4 when we need to be closer to a 9 or a 10. But with all that being said, God bless y'all. Much love. Peace.